The Blast from Our Past Network.
This is horror writer J.M. Brandt, here to tell you about Horror Not Hate. It is a horror comic anthology and art book featuring amazing talents from the horror world, comic world, metal world, and lowbrow art world. Our campaign is raising funds to benefit immigrant and LGBTQIA rights. Please follow our project while it is in pre-launch. Go to bit.ly/horrornothate with capitals starting each word. Together, we can help make a difference. Thank you.
Lock your doors, close your windows, turn out your lights, for chills and thrills await you. It's time for Podcasting After Dark with your hosts, Corey Stevenson and Zach Schaefer. Stay with a friend, say your prayers as grisly ghouls close in to seal your doom. Tonight's episode, The Toxic Avenger, starring Mark Torgel, Andree Maranda, and Mitch Cohen.
What's up, everybody, and welcome to Podcasting After Dark. I'm one half of the pad team, Corey, a.k.a. Sleazy C. Joined with me is my brother from another mother, Zach the Total Snackhead Schaefer. And this week, we are covering The Toxic Avenger, the original, the OG. Zach, we are 7 years in, and we are just getting to The Toxic Avenger. So many people online were like, you haven't covered this already?
Body talk, body talk.
Yeah,
body talk. Oh, Julie.
Oh, Julie. Oh, buddy. But we might as well announce it now. This is going to be our first month where we cover an original film and its remake in the same month. So we will be covering the Toxic Avenger remake. We're actually going to be covering it with our pals, Tim and Dean, over at Talking Back. It'll be a dual cast, a swap cast, a joint cast, whatever you want to call it. But Zach, we have covered something of Toxie before. We covered the Toxic Crusaders over on TV Obscura at this point, probably a year or more ago.
That's right. That's right. One of my favorite cartoons from the 90s, Diallo, I know you're listening. It's a good cartoon. Y'all should check it out. It's great. I have it on Blu-ray, thanks to courtesy of Troma.
Yeah, I have that Blu-ray as well, and it's very high in my nighttime rotation, like something that I pop in before going to bed. I have watched that series, because it's only one season. I have now watched that so many more times post our TV Obscura discussion than I ever did before that.
Oh, wow. Wow. I mean, it's great. It's like, for those 90s obscure cartoons, the fact that it got made deserves like 100% credit. You know, the fact that people often say R-rated properties get, you know, whenever you take like Rambo or RoboCop, and those are typically the ones that people cite as going, oh my gosh, I can't believe they made those. I can from a mainstream perspective, because those were mainstream movies. Toxic Avenger is essentially an X-rated movie. At the time, it was considered X-rated or unrated. And the fact that it got turned into A, board game, B, a toy line, and C, a cartoon is unheard of.
And D, an upcoming video game that we were going to review this month because it was supposed to drop in December, but now apparently it's dropping in January. But whenever it does drop, Zach and I will be reviewing it.
And 6, no, sorry, that doesn't work. Call it 2A for you Ant-Man Marvel fans out there. Yeah, dude, absolutely. That game from Limited Run is coming out. They put out great stuff. They put out Kung Fury, Shinobi. Shout out to our boy John Toma, that 80s dude. They put out a lot of great games, so it's coming out. I appreciate they made a post a few months back saying, look, we'd rather it be the best product we can put out and wait a little bit than rush it and have it be full of glitches. I lean on the taking your time. So anyways, that being said, and on top of it, like, this is, you know, maybe a long time coming to review this movie, but what we're doing this whole month is super fun, and we've never really done that before, and it'll coincide with an upcoming interview, but we'll get to that in a minute.
Yeah, no, and Zach, before we get into like our background with this movie, I'll kick it off because it's actually going to go into the cartoon as well. I probably watched it maybe once as a kid, and I'm sure I mentioned this on our TV Obscure episode, but my preferred version to this day of Toxie is the Toxic Crusaders. Even back in the day, I watched that more than I watched the movie. But like I said, I've sort of had a rediscovery of it when we did our TV Obscura episode. And it's actually become up there with one of my all-time favorite cartoons. And as a kid, I remember when it first came out, I was like, wow, like I was mind boggled that they turned I knew that Toxic Avenger was like this extreme movie. Like I said, I'd at least seen it once and I was like, oh my God, how are they turning this into a cartoon? Watching the movie now, I totally get it. This movie is a fucking cartoon. All the characters are cartoons. The way they act are cartoons. Like the two, people that work at the Mexican place restaurant, they are so live action cartoons. I'm like, as a kid, I didn't get that. As an adult, I totally get it, and I totally see how it translated into a cartoon like Toxic Crusaders.
Yeah, agreed. An X-rated cartoon, but nevertheless a cartoon.
Yeah, I know, right?
For sure.
But what's your experience with the Toxic Avenger? I assume it's more than mine growing up.
Yeah, so this was a staple in our house.
Because was it on cable a lot back in the day?
It wasn't on cable, but Eric would rent it all the time.
Okay.
And
I can see this being an Eric movie.
He rewound the kid killing scene many times.
Wow.
Yeah.
Did he say, this is what I'm going to do to you?
I don't believe he said that, but it was one of those moments of like, I remember laughing my ass off with him, but also like, should I be laughing at this? I was 8. Oh my God. I was 8 or 9 years old at the time watching this movie. And that is insane that I was that young watching this movie. There is no way in hell I would recommend someone who has a kid or a kid. Like I wouldn't recommend anyone see this unless you're the age of 17 and up. Like this is pretty rough, for young people. So no way. I can't believe I saw it when I was that young. Anyways, yeah, repeated viewings, and I laughed at certain scenes. I felt really uncomfortable during certain scenes that watching it now with a new lens going, yeah, I know why I felt uncomfortable because it's not like it's traumatizing. We'll get to that later as well. So I've seen it many times. I saw the 30th anniversary at the New Beverly where Lloyd Kaufman, came to that. I brought Kristen when we were first dating.
Oh my God.
Yeah. And Ron Jeremy was there. And so we have a photo circulating somewhere online of us, and Ron Jeremy has his arm around Kristen. She said that he smelled like, coconut oil and was just gross. My friend watched him get filleted in the alleyway after the movie was over, which is even more disgusting, but it tracks with this kind of movie. There was a guy dressed up as Toxic Avenger there, so I think we got a picture with Toxie as well. And yeah, I mean, fun times, I looked at Kristen and I'm like, this is the lady for me if she can sit through something like this.
And knowing Kristen now, as long as I have known her now, I cannot picture her sitting through this movie. She must have really liked you then. She was like, oh, I like this guy. I'm going to sit through something that is the complete antithesis of everything that I like.
Yeah, she really liked me then.
Yeah, then.
Because she loves me now. No.
Do you remember if she had any comments on the movie itself at the time?
I remember her being shocked, which is the appropriate response. Yeah. And what am I watching? Oh my God, what am I watching? We went with a group of friends to it as well. So it wasn't just her and I, it was a small little group of people. So, and I was the one who was like, oh, this is great. And they're like, oh, this is really, woo, man.
You needed me there, buddy.
I did. Where were you? I don't think I even knew Diallo very well at that time either.
Yeah. This is when she was probably working at Yahoo still.
She was still at Yahoo, yeah. And I was living, my gosh, on 11th and Wilshire. So,
oh, wow.
behind a
Jesus
behind a
Christ.
Dunkin' Donuts. Yeah, JP's baby.
Well, Zach, what do you think now in 2025? How do you think this movie holds up now?
Now it's like you have to frame this with Troma films. All Troma films are like, pushing the envelope to the nth degree. And we said this with our upcoming guest that we'll get to in a minute. Really groundbreaking. The fact that they were able to pull this off and do such a great job at doing, I think it still looks great. I didn't watch the Blu-ray or 4K. I watched the DVD that I have, which is funny because when the DVD came out, it said there's a certificate of authenticity inside, signed by Lloyd Kaufman. I remember working at Tower Records, and when we put out rental copies of this, my boss Arlo I said, "What do you want me to do with the liner notes?" He's like, "Yeah, you can just keep them." So I just took all the certificate of authenticities out, and they were all signed differently. I have 2 of them here at the house.
It's not even like they have a stamp or something. They literally just anybody sign them because we need to crank out like thousands of these. And Lloyd's like, it ain't gonna be me.
Yeah, that he just had a bunch of lemmings sign his stuff.
Oh, of course.
So and so looking at it now, I think it still holds up really well. And honestly, I'll be going in really green and fresh with the Toxic Avenger remake. Or re-envision, I guess I should say. I haven't watched it yet. I will be watching it prior to our recording of the remake with the Talking Back Boys. So I agree with you. Toxic Crusaders is my favorite version of Toxie as well. This one is knowing now why the Toxic Avenger looks the way he does, and you'll hear that in the interview upcoming. Makes it even more disturbing.
It does. It actually does. I'm not going to lie. Once we discovered that it was based on like a real thing of like someone, what was it like? Anyways, it'll be in the interview. You'll hear all about it. It's based on like a real, horrible war disfiguration, essentially.
Like burns.
Like napalm or whatever.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Rough.
It's horrible. Yeah, Zach, like I said, I'd only probably watched it once as a kid. Then I liked the cartoon growing up. Then I fell in love with the cartoon, and I watched this movie for the first time in my adult life a few months ago. Because actually, the Talking Back Boys, they covered it a few months ago. And I was like, oh, you know what? I need to revisit this, and that's kind of why we're doing the remake with them, because we're kind of like both of us are covering the original in a few month, span. And I was like, you know what? Let me rewatch this after listening to their review. And I was like, I still wasn't like in love with it. And then I immediately went on to Class of Nukem High, and I actually immediately fell in love with that. I actually preferred that over Toxic Avenger. And now that I've seen it, and I rewatched it again for funsies, Toxic Avenger, and then I had to rewatch it for breakdown. So I've seen it like 3 times in as many months now, and it's definitely growing on me. Like, I really can say that I do very much enjoy this film. I think it's a lot of fun. I think it holds up well nowadays, especially like sort of the things that it's tackling and everything. And like the fact that I get it's a cartoon, like it's a hard R cartoon, but I understand it better now, really helps. That all being said, I still think that if I was going to sit down and someone's like, what would you rather watch, Toxic Avenger or Class of Nukem High? I still think I'd watch Class of Nukem High. There's just something about that movie that I really, really enjoy. And it's nice that we see some of the same actors in this, Slug and Bozo are also in that. But for some reason, I really gravitated towards Class of Nukem High. And that was a first-time watch. I didn't watch that at all as a kid because the VHS cover kind of scared me. It like enticed me, but scared me a little bit.
Yeah, I could see that. It is disturbing looking. And that one I could see why it's more appealing. This one is the, it's the Bugs Bunny for Warner Brothers. It's the Mickey Mouse of Disney. This Toxic Avenger is the, it's the logo. It's the icon of their
entire
production,
branding.
Their brand. Yeah. So, it's the mother of mothers basically for Troma. This one, just is just so over the top and wacky. I remember the way they marketed it back in the day because I don't have it anymore. I talked about it. Oh yeah. Way back when I first started the $2 late fee Patreon and I was doing Why Does Zach Own This? I pulled out, and I still have it to this day, my Toxic Avenger diploma to the Toxic Avenger, to the Troma experience or something like that. I have it downstairs, and I'm sure everyone listening who knows what I'm talking about is familiar with it. But there used to be an infomercial for Troma, and you can still find the infomercial on YouTube, I believe. But it was basically selling a membership, like a fan club. It was a Troma fan club. I still have a cassette tape with all the different theme songs to the movies. I think Body Talk is on there as well from the movie.
Great song.
Yeah. There's a Troma I Heart Toxie sticker in there. And I got rid of the VHS tape. There was it was a tape of trailers that had all the the Troma trailers on it. And then they had a diploma, which I still have. It's not signed. It's like a mint condition. If you go on eBay, you can find it. It's pretty expensive, actually. So I talked about that on Why Does Zach Own This on my Patreon way back when. It was one of the first episodes, and I can't believe I still have it. So I remember one of the big selling points, though, with the Toxic Avenger was that Marisa Tomei is in this movie in like a blink and you miss her moment.
Yeah.
And there's another notable actor that we'll get to in the credits.
Oh, yeah. Probably those are the two biggest actors in the movie.
Yeah, but Marisa Tomei, like she's barely even in the movie, so she's like it's not even worth really noting. But of course, at the time,
I did note it. I did actually note it in the breakdown, so I will call it out when it happens. Yeah,
like it's not. But you know what it's like? People are like, "Oh, I gotta find that scene with Marisa Tomei," and then you see it, and you're like, "Oh, okay."
She's so young, she doesn't even look like Marisa Tomei.
No, that says a lot about maybe getting work done. So perhaps I don't know. I'm just speculating. Anyways, yeah. So the Troma method or whatever it was, because infomercials were so big in the 90s when this came out. So if anyone's familiar with it, let us know in the comments on either YouTube, and please subscribe, by the way, or Spotify, wherever. Leave a comment if you remember that the Troma system. That's what it was, the Troma system. Did anybody else have the Troma system? Do you still have the Troma system? Let us know.
Honestly, Zach, do you know if there's a documentary on the history of Troma?
I think there is. I feel like Lloyd Kaufman kind of made his own documentary.
Okay.
But I feel like
that would track.
Yeah, but there needs to be an independent one for sure.
Yeah. If there is one, I would actually really like to maybe cover that on the show, because I am Troma's always been in my life. Like, I've always known them. Like, I knew Toxic Avenger. I knew, I saw these things, and I would, as a kid growing up in the 80s, Zach, you're like me, you would stare at these VHS covers, you turn them over, you look at the side, the spine and everything. So the term Troma, the name Troma, has always been in my life, but I don't know much about them. And I'm like having this, like, at the age of like 47, in 2025, I'm having this like resurgence of enjoying Troma, that I really want to know the backstory to everything.
Yeah, because very much like Roger Corman, a lot of people came out of Troma that went on to have really prolific careers. One, in fact, that we're going to have on the show very soon.
Yeah. It's James Gunn. No, I'm just kidding.
Right. It's Zack Snyder and James Gunn.
Exactly. Well, Zach, we have a fun breakdown to get to, but let's talk about the cast and crew. Obviously, let's start off with the cast first.
Yeah. Before we do that, I just have to say this one thing.
Sure.
So an episode ago, we talked about our favorite Christmas movies or non-Christmas movies.
Alternative Christmas movies.
Yeah, thank you. And I made a really bad error. And cue the mystical, whimsical Kenny Loggins music in the background. I thought our boy Lee Germani, I forgot that it was last year that he sent me a really, really, really nice Christmas gift. And I made the illusion, or I made the comment that I didn't get anything from him last year. So I apologize, Lee, to all the people in the Podcasting After Dark world. We appreciate each and every little thing you get us, big thing you get us, little or big, it doesn't matter. And just know that we love you very much, and we're always thinking about you. And thank you again, Lee, and I apologize.
And those sirens in the background are the police coming to get Zak.
Yes, that is actually Lee showing up from Canada. Because he's no longer on the cold side. He's on the warm side of the door.
And yeah, Lee, thank you for my dial code. Dial code Santa.
You already said that.
I know. Well, I'm going to say it again, just in case he's listening again, just to double my appreciation of him. And I'll let you know what my wife thinks of it when I show it to her.
And thank you again, Lee, for my stuff.
And thank you, Lee, for my stuff.
And thank you.
I think.
Let's talk about the cast. And we're, of course, we've already said this many times before in previous episodes. If you ain't got no photo, then we ain't going to mention you on IMDb. However, we will mention 2 people because they're in other Troma movies.
No, hold on, bro. We are going to mention Sarah, Andree, Maranda, because I know she's in no movies whatsoever besides this one, but she is a main part of this film. And I got to say, I have a big crush on her. I thought she was so freaking cute. I loved her to death. But she's only done this and some other movie called Two Top Bananas, starring Don Rickles and Don Adams, and it's got no information. It's got so little information on IMDb. On the description it says, "Know what this is about? Be the first to add a plot."
Wow.
Wow.
That just says it all right there. Yeah, no, I love her too. And, this movie probably traumatized her for not doing any more movies after that.
I kind of have that feeling.
Yeah, I think, some of the people that don't have pictures, like, they don't want to be known for this. I'm going to skip over to, before we get to Toxic Avenger, I want to shout out Mark Torgel, who plays Melvin the Mop Boy. He's basically Toxie before Toxie. Hasn't done a whole lot of things, but he is in a movie called Toxic Choo Choo that came out in 2017. I met him. He was kind of promoting it a little bit. I met him at the Burbank Son of Monster Palooza a couple months ago, where I met our upcoming guest we'll get to in a moment as well. Very nice guy, and I think he's great as Melvin the Mop Boy.
Oh, he's fantastic. I absolutely love him.
So now, Toxic Avenger, Mitch Cohen. It's basically the guy in the suit, Yeah. He was in Clerks.
Oh my God, he's the guy leaning against a wall. I think he's the guy. I think it's when when basically what's her nuts storms out of there, and Dante's like trying not to suck any dicks on the way to the parking lot, that guy leaning against the wall kind of like starts walking. And he goes, "Hey, you get back here!" And Veronica, I think. Holy shit! I think that's him.
But did they film that in Jersey? They filmed that in Jersey, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
so he's a Jersey guy.
Yeah, exactly.
Troma's Jersey. Yeah. Toxic waste capital of the United States.
Yes.
Jennifer Babtist plays Wanda. Oh, Wanda.
Oh, boy.
Great IMDb photo, by the way. But she was in Class of Nukem High.
Yeah.
A handful of movies. Nothing to go too gaga over. But she's great in this.
Yeah. And apparently her and Robert Pickard, who plays Slug, who's also in Class of Nukem High, apparently they met on this set filming this movie, and they fell in love, and they got married, which is what I saw on the Class of Nukem High Blu-ray. But then when I was reading on the trivia on this, they said, and they got divorced. And I was like, oh, because I was so excited when I saw that on the Class of Nukem High. It was like, you could tell they took an older DVD featurette and just put it on the Blu-ray, and they were still married then. And it gave me so much love in my heart. And then I read it on here that they got a divorce. I was like, oh, well, that tracks. That tracks in America. So
it does. Oh boy, Shevitz.
Oh boy.
Cindy Manion plays Julie. Oh, Julie. She was in Blowout, not much more than that, but she's great too. And then, for the 2 guys that get a mention, even though they don't have a photo, Robert Pritchard plays Slug. You just mentioned him. And he was also in Class of Nukem High and Return of Nuka High, and been a lot of the Troma movies.
Yep.
And then, of course, Gary Schneider plays Bozo. And, he was in Class of Nukem High as well. And he's in Beach Balls.
Have you seen that movie?
I have not. But I have seen stuff with Pat Ryan, who plays the mayor in this.
Yep, I saw something the other night. I saw Street Trash with him.
Yeah, if you haven't seen Street Trash,
Woo-hoo.
and if you it can take Toxic Avenger, you can probably stomach Street Trash because he has, spoiler, sex with a corpse in Street Trash.
Yeah, he does. Zach, he was in Invasion USA. I don't remember him at all. And he was also in Mannequin, who I don't remember him that either.
I mean, he's a heavy set dude, a very distinct look. He passed away at the age of 44. Shocker with the size that he is in 1991. Yeah, I mean, he's just he stands out.
Yeah,
for his
size. Definitely does. But he's also a lot of fun. And I got to say, of our two sort of main antagonists, I love Bozo. I think he's hilarious and how he's always stressed out.
Oh, Bozo's great.
And Slug is fun too. It's sad because the guy who plays Bozo, Gary Schneider, he's not as fun in Class of Nukem High, but Slug, I think, is better in Class of Nukem High as the leader of the bad guys.
Bozo's great in this.
Yeah, he's my favorite of all the villains,
Me too.
Aside from Wanda. She's my favorite. For two very big sloppy reasons.
Wow. There's one other guy I'll mention, and then you can mention whoever you want after that.
No, I'm good there, buddy. I'm good. Probably the most famous person in the cast, right?
Yeah, actually, he was on $2 late fee. We
Yes,
did
he
an
was.
interview with him. He was, because he's known for the movie Remo Williams, and he's been in Death Warrant. He was the main villain in that against Jean-Claude Van Damme. But Patrick Kilpatrick plays Leroy. By the way, he wrote a biography. I listened to the audio version of it. Whew, it is interesting. Patrick Kilpatrick plays Leroy. Fun fact, that's my grandfather's name. And yeah, he's pretty amazing. He has great like makeup in it as well. It looks like a professional wrestler practically, or a Fury
or a Spider-Man villain or something.
Yes, totally. And he moves like one too.
Or someone from the Warriors, possibly.
Yeah, totally. It looks like it was definitely inspired a little bit by the Warriors, but yeah. Patrick Kilpatrick, y'all. Patrick Kilpatrick.
Dude, and here's the funny thing. When I was watching that scene, by the way, I'll call it out in the scene itself, that actor really does have no arm. But like the whole time I'm watching it, I'm like, why is Leroy like look familiar to me? But I'm like so sort of like enthralled by like his makeup and like his look and everything, and the fact that, you know, he points a shotgun directly at a toddler. I'm just like, I'm like, this is like, it like overshadowed my thoughts of being like, why the hell do I recognize him? And then when I was just, you know, doing our prep work for this, and I saw Patrick Kilpatrick, I was like, holy fuck, yeah, that's him. Like, yes, it's him. You can totally see it, but like, my brain was just, there were so many other things for me to focus on during that scene that I didn't see him. You know what I mean? Like I couldn't tell it was him.
Yeah, I really had wanted to ask him about the Toxic Avenger. Didn't get a chance to, because the interview was really quote unquote interesting. Probably one of my more interesting interviews I've done. He ran for governor of California, by the way.
Yeah, I remember that.
Don't know how that ended. So, anyways, Patrick Kilpatrick, interesting dude. Yeah, he has a interesting look on life. Let's talk about so Lloyd Kaufman, obviously father of Troma, but so is Michael Herz. Those two guys together are really the two-man team. Lloyd gets all the credit because he's like the pitch man. He's the guy who goes out and sells it. He's like the Stan Lee, right?
Yeah.
But Michael Herz together, the two guys are really the ones who, you know, run Troma.
Right. It's like, yes, Stan Lee, but there was also Jack Kirby at the same time. And like, yes, everyone, you know, knows Stan Lee and everything. And obviously the hardcore nerds know Jack Kirby, but yeah, you can't have them. You wouldn't have Marvel without both of them together. You wouldn't have Troma without Michael Herz and Lloyd Kaufman, who I guess he goes by Samuel Wheel sometimes when he directs. Like instead of going by, you know, what's the term that directors don't want their name? Alan Smithy, right?
Yes, Alan Smithy, right.
Yeah.
I was thinking of MacGuffin, but yes, Alan Smithy. What's your name? MacGuffin.
And obviously most of their stuff is Troma stuff. But I do think Lloyd Kaufman got his start like by doing behind the scenes work, like on Rocky and stuff like that. Kind of inspired him to go on and do his stuff there, do his own thing essentially.
I remember seeing Lloyd receive a Lifetime Achievement Award at an San Diego Comic-Con a few years back. So, and he was there and gave a really funny speech. Totally, blew, like he swore his butt off, and
of course.
Yeah. Anyways, much deserved.
Yeah, I think I was at that LA Comic-Con with you because he walked right past me and I was like, oh my God, that's Lloyd Kaufman. And he kind of like smiled at me. He had like his, I don't know, it's probably his handler or whatever, but of course she was a tall, pretty beautiful blonde with him.
Yeah, I read his book, his biography years ago. I still have it. Highly recommended if you like, tidbits on these guys who are really interesting. Him and like Charles Band wrote a book as well, which I've heard is really good and worth picking up. But if you like books, if you're a reader, you can get Lloyd Kaufman's book. It's like How to Make Movies or something like that.
Did you like that one as much as you like the Jeff Lieberman one?
I like the Jeff Lieberman one more. It's a shorter book, and that one's about Jeff's life. This one is a little bit about Lloyd's life, but also like how to make movies too.
Okay. Very cool. I do want to call out really quick the writer, Joe Ritter. He's the main writer on the film, but Michael Herz and Lloyd Kaufman contributed a lot to it as well. He's mostly written like Toxic Avenger stuff, but now he mostly works as like a camera operator on some pretty fucking cool ass movies. So like I said, like camera operator. So like we're not talking cinematographer. We're talking about sometimes when people, do the rack focus, move the dolly, stuff like that. But he was a camera operator on Hell Comes to Frogtown, Maniac Cop 2, a movie that Zach and I absolutely love. If you listen to our A Tour de Force tier on Patreon under the Lustig Factor, Maniac Cop 2 was a top tier movie for us there.
Oh yeah.
Zach, do you remember that movie Time Bomb that came out in 1991?
Is Michael Biehn in that? And Patsy Kensit?
Yes. Yep. Totally.
I do
Dutch.
remember it.
He was did the Steadicam in Dutch. He was
Thanksgiving movie.
Yes, it is a very good one at that. Very like different and weird, but I do like that one.
I love that movie. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Freddy's Dead, terrible movie. Hate that fucking
movie.
film.
Yep.
Dr. Giggles and fucking Bram Stoker's Dracula and The Vanishing. Dude, he's done like some pretty cool shit up to like Starship Troopers, camera work on Starship Troopers. So
wow.
We talked, Zach mentioned it, and I think it's kind of common knowledge, but a lot of people who start at Troma, they might not they may be the director or the writer of this movie, but they kind of go on to do other things, usually probably more specified to what they enjoy. But the studio of Troma, the production company, does produce a lot of people that go on into the industry and work on other stuff and become really big names in the industry, like fucking James Gunn. Now he's the head of DC Cinematic Universe, but his movies are fucking awesome. But Zach, we did talk to somebody who got their start in the Troma universe. They got their start in the Toxic Avenger. Well, not exactly in the Toxic Avenger, but right around that point, and went on to do some amazing things. And who are we going to be hearing from later this month?
In this film, she's in the makeup department. Jennifer Aspinall. Jennifer Aspinall, who is working on projects to this day. She's an Emmy award-winning makeup effects artist. She's so talented, beyond talented. She's crazy talented, and she's worked on a lot of amazing projects. You'll hear a lot about those in our interview with her. She's phenomenal, and she's the one who basically created Toxic Avenger, like the look of Toxic Avenger.
Yep. She talks all about it. It's really cool. At one point, she had to go just close the door to her room. So, I'll cut it out or whatever from the interview. But she gets up and walks away, and Zach and I are talking, and Zach's like, Are those fucking Emmys behind her? I'm like, Jesus Christ, yes. She has 2 or 3 Emmys right by, we couldn't see them because her head was sort of in the way, but Zach's just like, Jesus Christ, are those Emmys? I'm like, yeah holy shit. And then like multiple Saturn Awards or something. We're like, oh my God.
Yeah, she is beyond decorated and very
and a trailblazer in the industry. Because there weren't a lot of female makeup artists back then.
Right. Inspiring, et cetera, and one hell of a storyteller. So she tells some really fun stories in that interview, and you'll hear it very soon. And I met her at Son of Monsterpalooza about a month ago, and, asked her if she'd come on the show, and she agreed to. So for those of you out there listening who have podcasts and you're not a weirdo, it's not hard to, just be nice and be articulate and don't sound like a moron. And you may, get a person on your show that you admire.
You know what? Just in your head, just think of Seth Gecko from Dusk Till Dawn. Just think of the quote, "Everyone be cool, you be cool." Just fucking be cool, guys and gals, just fucking be cool. And these interviews go great, and you'll be able to get them no problem.
Yeah. And if you're sitting on your couch or wherever you're listening to this and thinking, I could do that, don't. Because the minute you think that, that's the person that they don't want to talk to.
Exactly. For some reason, I picture Mayor Belgoody sitting on the couch doing that.
I could do that. No, you can't.
All right, buddy. You want to get into the Toxic Avenger breakdown?
Let's do it. Cigar face. We didn't even talk about that guy, but he doesn't have a picture, so we ain't going to talk about him.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that'll fall under that guy. But not Sarah, man. We got to talk about Sarah. Oh, Sarah. Why did I have such a huge crush on her? Because she toes the line between cute and sexy. She walks that razor's edge.
Your dog gets killed. Spoiler.
Yeah, sadly. All right, roll the trailer.
Meet little Melvin. He's a 90-pound weakling. Everyone hated Melvin.
I'm gonna take this mop and shove it down your throat.
They teased him.
I wanna do it with you. Okay.
They taunted him. They tormented him until he had a horrifying accident and fell into a vat of nuclear waste. Transforming little Melvin into a hideously deformed creature of superhuman size and strength. Melvin became the Toxic Avenger. The first superhero born out of nuclear waste.
Holy shit! I don't know what it was, but it saved my life. All right, everybody, drop your tacos or I'll blow your brains out.
The vandals and the perverts had their way with the little people of Tromaville until the Toxic Avenger ripped them apart. The Toxic Avenger. His face is so terrifying. We can't show it to you now. You'll have to see the movie for yourself. The Toxic Avenger can bend steel with his bare hands.
Oh, we're on a kid. Get it?
Leap small cars in a single bound. He crushes drug pushers. Smashes hit-and-run drivers. For incredible, explosive action, you must see the Toxic Avenger. He's a different kind of hero. The Toxic Avenger is coming to your town. Look out.
The movie opens in the small New Jersey town of Tromaville. The toxic waste dumping. What is wrong with me, bro?
Dumping. I think you should keep it in because dumping sounds pretty damn funny.
Mom,
I'm taking a dumping.
I'll keep it in, but I'm going to give it one more shot. The movie opens in the small New Jersey town of Tromaville, the toxic waste dumping capital of the world.
For those of you that don't know, it took Corey 3 takes to get that out. Actually, 4.
It is true. It's all true.
New York City, the world capital of culture and industry. Here among the towering skyscrapers, civilization is guided by men of progress and the wonders of technology. But for all this industrial advancement, there is a price to pay. Pollution. The unavoidable byproduct of today's society. Every year, millions of gallons of poisonous wastes, garbage, and radioactive chemicals are disposed of in nearby towns such as Tromaville, the toxic waste dumping capital of the world. Our story takes place at the Tromaville Health Club, where a young man named Melvin Ferd works. Melvin's entire life, in fact, entire being, was changed by toxic chemical waste.
We get an awesome opening narration that leads into a wild workout scene at the Tromaville Health Club. Body Talk by Sandy Farina plays over it. Like Ninja 3, The Domination, the gym is carpeted, and that's gross. So, Zach, two things. One, Body Talk is fucking awesome. Two, the outfits in this place are fucking awesome. And a third thing, it takes place in New Jersey, and they film it in New Jersey. I love movies. I love movies that take place in LA. I love movies that are, shot in the valley and everything like that. I just hate it when they're supposed to be somewhere else. Like, they're supposed to be East Coast, but they shoot it in Simi Valley. I hate that shit. I like that it's shot in Jersey. Dude, you can just tell by the foliage that it's fucking East Coast, man.
Yeah, I think there's not too many people who can get away with shooting it in a different location, pretending to be something else. Bill Lustig does a pretty good job of that. We talk about that on the Lustig Factor on our Patreon, patreon.com/podcastingafterdark. Sign up today. Super worth it. But yeah, I agree. And it's also disgusting, that carpet. I think, didn't Death Spa also have like a carpet? What's up with gyms having carpets? Disgusting.
Bro, we've covered, I think this is the third or the fourth movie that has like extensive gym scenes in it. And they're all in the 80s, and I love all the outfits that everybody's wearing, but I don't understand why all the gyms are carpeted. That is so gross.
I don't either. All I know is things live in carpeting.
Yeah, they do. Bro, Body Talk by Sandy Farina. Talk to me about that.
Body talk. It's a great banger.
Booty time.
Yeah.
Across the USA.
It's great. I mean, look, this opening sequence is so much fun. It's everything you want from an 80s movie. Low rent 80s movie. It's so trashy, and no one's dressed like they should be at the gym. They look like everything's falling out of their body. But that's how people dressed at certain times during the 80s, just like this.
Just like it. We meet uber nerd Melvin Ferd dancing and having a good time while he mops the crowded pool area.
If there was ever a perfect nerd, he's the perfect nerd.
Yeah, he's a better nerd than all of the Revenge of the Nerds.
Agreed. 100%.
The movies, and you know what? He's so happy too. Like, I love the fact that he's so oblivious to his nerdness.
As Dustin said on a recent episode of $2 Late Fee, he looks touched. Dustin said that.
I know what that means. That's hilarious that Dustin would say that.
So he's a bit touched.
That's like a real like Southern term,
I never heard it until he said it, and I was like, oh my God.
Well, that's funny. I have family in the South, so that's probably why I've heard it. But wow, that's hilarious.
Touched.
That is great. That's actually really good. The movie's main villains, Slug, Bozo, Wanda, and Julie, watch him in disgust from the hot tub. He's always got that shit-eating grin on his face. What's he so happy about? Which gives me fucking Ford Fairlane vibes. What's this asshole smiling about?
I'm gonna be the one girl.
I'm gonna be the one girl.
I love when people say, I'm not really a big fan of that movie. I'm just like, yeah, I can see why. And we have friends and listeners who do not like Ford Fairlane, and I get it. It's all good, but we can see why.
Oh, yeah. But, bro, Ford Fairlane, it will always be one of my favorite comedies of all time. Not just one of my favorite comedies, one of my favorite movies of all time. Guys and gals, we reviewed that movie so long ago, back in season 1. I don't even know if it's on the Spotify feed anymore, but go back and listen to it. I'm sure I mentioned it then. 99% of the reason I wanted to move to LA was because of the adventures of Ford Fairlane.
Yeah, Corey and I already talked about it. We're going to bring that to $2 Late Fee at some point in 2026 and, rediscover it again.
Yeah. That actually would have probably been a perfect $2 Late Fee pad crossover,
Yeah, it would have. I don't, yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of movies that are, but that would have been a good one.
That would have been great. I think we did The Wraith that year.
Which was a great one, too. So
yeah, there you go.
When Melvin runs afoul of the four bullies, Julie, Melvin's crush, yells at him for stressing out her boyfriend Bozo. Melvin tries to apologize, but she screams in terror and storms off because he dared to talk to her. And I love Bozo. He's at a 10. He's at a fucking 11 the entire time. I'm stressed, man. It's great. But I do love how Julie, gives Melvin shit, and the moment he just talks to her, they're like, oh, I'm sorry. She screams like bloody murder because he dared talk to her. Like, what a great bit.
Yeah, it's great.
Later, Slug and Wanda use the almost deserted locker room to hook up. We see a newspaper article in Slug's locker that reads, "Hit and run killer strikes again." Wanda asks if she can join him and Bozo the next time they go driving. She's turned on by their demented game. So turned on, in fact, that she starts fucking Slug right there in the locker room. Melvin stumbles upon the scene and starts smiling and laughing. Wanda and Slug look up and threaten to kick Melvin's ass, so he runs away.
The way he moves too, like he's so good. He's the best part of this movie, really. He is, in my opinion. The first
totally
20
top
minutes.
Tier.
Yeah, because honestly, we don't see Toxic Avenger, I think, until I wrote it down, but we don't see him until a third into the movie, and then you don't actually see his face until almost the very end of the movie.
Yeah, it's very interesting in that regard.
So
and
Melvin, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, and I could watch a whole movie just about Melvin's shenanigans and running afoul of these characters and everything like that.
And the cartoon does it's basically a recap of this movie, the scenes they can show from this movie. They recap how Toxic Avenger. So Melvin the Mop Boy is in the Toxic Crusader cartoon as well, which is amazing.
Yeah, no, I freaking love it. And his head, they draw him sort of the same way. And
same way, he looks great.
Yeah. That night, we see Slug and Bozo's hit and run game in action. Bozo is driving his tricked out 1970 Chevy Camaro, while Julie is in the passenger seat. Slug and Wanda are making out in the back. Bozo asks Julie to remind him what the points are for each person based on age, gender, and ethnicity. I have that clip. I'm going to insert that right here, just so I don't have to say all the terrible things they say.
Julie, the points, the rules, what are they?
Okay, let me see if I can remember the whole list. Now, Jews, womps, niggers, and chinks. They're all worth 25 points. But Puerto Ricans, they're worth 30 points. Now, kids under 12, they're worth double points.
Skippy, don't forget your helmet.
Okay, sis.
And be careful out there.
Julie, does it count if I graze them?
Gotta destroy them. Bozo, I want them dead.
Now we're gonna get him. Come on! Come on! Come on! Where the fuck is everybody? Where the fuck is everybody?
By the way, I'm so glad you played that clip just now because, oh boy, there was a time when
There's some problematic dialogue.
Well, I think that was part of the reason why we watched this so often back in the day, because we're like, I can't believe they said that stuff. That, it was the thing, like people said this stuff all the time in areas all over the country just to get a rise out of people. And it doesn't make it right. It happened. And by the way, part 2, Bozo's Camaro rules.
Oh, hell yeah. Oh, absolutely. It's freaking awesome. As they drive down the road looking for their next victim, they see little Skippy riding his bike. It's around the same age as Zach when he watched this movie.
This scene breaks my heart. It breaks my heart because the kid is such a good actor. It seems so innocent and sweet. This is where you're like, this company Troma pushes all the buttons.
Uh-huh.
They want to offend everybody. There's not one person they don't want to offend. They want to offend everybody.
Yeah, and it's almost, not gonna lie, it's almost shocking that Street Trash is not a Troma movie.
Yeah, but I put it in the same vein as Troma. It equally offends everyone. This one, I think, offends even more, though, because it just... Well, Corey will get to it.
Yep.
Corey will explain it.
Bozo asks how much that would be, and Julie says 28 points if he can get both the kid and the bike. Bozo flies past the kid as they all wave at him, then spins the car around and slams into him head on. Skippy goes flying over the roof of the Camaro and lands on the pavement, bleeding but still alive. Determined to get all his points, Bozo kicks it in reverse and runs over Skippy, crushing the kid's head. Wanda and Julie get out of the car and enthusiastically take pictures of the dead body. Bozo wants to go for another victim, but Slug says he has to go home. He has church in the morning, which is, that's the button on the scene. That's the punchline of the scene. Zach, Jennifer Aspinall talks extensively about her and her crew, crew of one other person, testing out the effects of this and whose car they had to use and who was driving that car to test out the effects before they filmed it. So it's a big part of our interview is her actually talking about this scene right here. But yeah. Zach, watching it now, I love this movie for the fact that they fucking kill a 11-year-old kid in such a horrific way. Would you ever fucking see that in movies nowadays, ever?
No. I could see why people would want to ban this movie because of this scene. It's so rough. It's rough. It's really messed up.
And dude, what makes it more messed up is the kid is still alive and crawling. Even later, when someone gets their head crushed,
yes,
their body is twitching. And some dude gets shot and blown through a fence, his body's twitching. Those are the little details that I think really just make it a more gut-wrenching.
Oh, it's so sad. Yeah, Jennifer makes it a little more palatable knowing the humor involved with practicing this scene.
Yeah.
What they did to get to this point. It's a real family affair.
It really is, actually.
But yeah, this scene is rough. It is. This scene and one other scene are the hardest scenes to watch in this movie for me.
And Zach,
for most normal people.
You saw it when you were roughly the age of that kid, and I talked about on our review of the Blob remake, one of the things that traumatized me was when that little kid gets blobbed in the sewers, remember? And it's such a horrible death. And I remember it traumatized me because I was that age of that kid. And I was like, wait, I can die this way? You know what I mean? There's that realization. Did this movie have the same effect on you at the same time? Or were you just okay? Because, I didn't have an older brother like Eric to traumatize me. So
I think I had nightmares because of this scene. I definitely did. There were certain scenes that stand out that gave me night terrors or kept me awake at night. That kid's face, because I feel like my brother paused the movie. We're gonna watch that again. We're gonna watch it in slow mo. I don't want to. And you're gonna watch it. Look at it. Oh, I don't want to.
Look how his head pops. That would be you. That would be your head. Look at that.
We would rewind it when the kid's says bye sis, saying bye to his sister. Oh my God, so messed up. It wasn't my fault. Everything that I laughed at was forced on me.
Of course, it's okay, buddy. It's okay. We know.
I was just following orders. Just following orders. No.
Yeah, exactly. Back at the Tromaville Health Club, we see Slug prank the aerobics instructor by putting a small snake down the back of his shirt. Later, after Melvin again runs afoul of the four bullies as they play racquetball, Julie comes up with a plan to get revenge. Side note, Zach, racquetball, remember that back in the day?
Yeah, now it's pickleball. Everybody here in SoCal does pickleball. And so much fun.
But back in the 80s, racquetball was the pickleball of the time.
Oh, yeah, totally. You remember Butts Up 7-Up?
Yes.
So
wow, I haven't heard that in forever.
If you ran, I was telling Bodie about it not that long ago, because I think they play just the tennis ball, but they don't play the butts up part. Because you would, for those that don't know, you throw the ball against the wall and you have to catch it and throw it back. But if you miss it or it bounces twice, everybody has to run because it can bounce once. But if it bounces twice, everyone has to run up to the wall, and one person gets to throw the ball. You put your face against the wall, and everyone gets to throw the ball at somebody's ass. And if they hit you, then you're out.
Kids.
The 80s, 90s,
the 80s.
and early 2000s.
Oh boy.
There was another game called Smear the Beep.
Yep, I remember that.
But yeah, butts up 7-Up. Good
Julie
times.
finds Melvin mopping by the pool and tells him to meet her in the girls' locker room at 7 o'clock. He says that works for him because he has to clean the toilets in there at that time anyways. I love how Julie rolls her eyes as she walks away.
He's so matter of fact about it too.
Yeah, exactly. Cut to two stoners driving an 18-wheeler through town with open buckets of toxic waste in tow.
They've been driving for 2 hours.
Yeah, I know.
They're exhausted.
Of course, you got a whole bag of coke to do. It's kind of like that scene in Heavy Metal where in the movie, you remember the two aliens?
Oh my God.
That's some good night work, man. They parked the truck right in front of the health club to get high. Back in the women's locker room, Melvin and his mop meet up with Julie, who's in a pink bikini. She tells Melvin that she's sick of Bozo and wants to do it with him. Do what? Do it, Melvin. Julie thinks it's a great idea to do it by the pool so they can cool off after. But there's one problem. Melvin's not wearing pink. That's her favorite color. Julie hands Melvin a pink leotard and he yells, "But that's sissy stuff."
Yeah.
Julie says if he puts on his pink, she'll take hers off, and she takes off her bikini top. Melvin is all in now.
And she's been to the tanning salon a little bit too much.
Oh yeah, back in the 80s when your whole body was tanned, but like, you know, the tan line was like their pale white skin. It was wild. That's what she definitely has that going on.
Oh, Julie. His facial expressions again, like everything Mark Torgl does is gold in this. It's gold.
It is. It really is. You feel sad for him. Here's the thing. When you make a nerd movie, people like you and me, Zach, who are not nerds, you don't want us to be all like disgusted by them and sort of like start siding with the bullies. You want to make the nerd still palatable to everybody, you know, and he does a great job. I think it's because he's so happy. He doesn't know that he's as much of a nerd as he is, you know?
Yeah. He's just so, super just chill.
And they did that in Revenge of the Nerds too. Like, we all liked them no matter, you know, what part of life you were from. We all liked them. But I've seen movies where it's like, okay, this is the nerd, and you're like, oh, that person's gross.
Yeah, but you gotta look like there's gotta be something, you know, the guy, I won't even say his name now, because if you look him up on Google, you'd be like, oh boy, he's gotten into some interesting things. But the guy who plays Mitch in Real Genius, you know, the main character, he looks like a nerd. He's goofy looking, you know, with his goofy haircut and his schnoz, you know, like Melvin looks like the guy. He looks like that guy that no one talks to, that everyone's joking about behind his back. You know, the guys in Revenge of the Nerds, Anthony Edwards does not look like a nerd. He just looks like a guy wearing glasses and a pocket protector. And same with, you know, Robert Carradine. Like, they all, those guys don't. Curtis Armstrong kind of looks cool as Booger. Like, you know, but these guys do. Like, that's Hollywood's version of nerds. This is the real world version of nerds. This is the A24 version. Well, no, I guess so. Yeah, A24 version of nerds now.
Exactly.
You know who looks like a nerd now? Paul Dano looks like a nerd.
Yeah. He's definitely a nerd. He's a fucking nerd. Fucking nerd. Paul Dano, smash cut to Paul Dano listening to our podcast, crying.
Cut to the guy from Real Genius who did a whole lot of
crying,
going, why can't you mention my name? I was on your podcast. No, you weren't. No, you weren't.
Nope,
no, you were not.
You've been erased from history.
I literally erased all of that. I have photos though on my Anyways.
Dude, I do love this. Cut to Melvin strutting his stuff as he leaves the locker room wearing the pink leotard and tutu with mop in tow. I do like his walk. He is strutting, baby. Strutting his stuff.
And if you listen to the Toxic Crusader theme song, they mention that, you know, with his mop, tutu, and girl. Wow.
When Melvin gets to the pool, all the lights are off. He yells out for Julie, and she replies from the darkness that her lips are waiting for him. As Melvin starts making out with his crush, the lights come on, and we see he isn't kissing Julie at all. He's kissing a sheep with lipstick on.
Oh, Julie, your skin's so soft.
Yeah, he says that. Apparently that sheep had lice too. They didn't know that until
Ew.
afterwards.
Yeah, and it lived in the carpet at the gym.
Yep,
Disgusting.
absolutely.
Disgusting, y'all.
The whole gym points and laughs at Melvin. They're all there. It's like in Return of the Jedi when Princess Leia rescues Han, and once Jabba starts laughing, like all of his denizens start they come out of the car. Like, how did he get all those people to be quiet, the whole time?
It's funny.
Like this. There's 30 people there, and they're all totally quiet. They're not snickering or anything. But by the way, did you notice the guy with the bleach blonde hair, eyebrows, and mustache?
Well, I was going to say the albino guy.
Yeah. Okay, I didn't know if it was bleach. Okay, yeah, he's with the albino mustache.
I think he is. I mean, he looks like he is, but
yeah,
I know. I noticed that too, and I'm like, who the hell's that guy? You never see him again after that.
No.
Probably after that, they're like, how the hell did that guy get in here? Get out of here! But I want to be in movies.
No, get out of here, albino. No.
Get out of here, albino man. Yeah.
Sobbing, the lowly janitor runs through the health club, trying to escape the mob mocking him. Blinded by tears, Melvin goes crashing through a second-story window and lands headfirst in an open barrel of toxic waste. The crowd gathers around and laughs as the material melts Melvin's flesh. A police officer tries to help him, but when he touches Melvin's arm, the officer's hand catches fire. Melvin gets up and runs away while he, too, is ablaze.
They're like, Melvin's on fire, and he's running down the street on fire. This poor guy. It's really messed up.
It is. And I think at some point, Bozo's or I think Julie's I think he's really hurt. And Bozo's if he can't take a joke, he's a jerk. It's just good Lord.
God, it's so messed up.
It is.
I had this guy in junior high named, well, I won't mention his name, but he looked just like Melvin. And he was really sweet. He couldn't say Australia, which is where he said he was from. So he'd say, I'll show you. And the kids would go, show me what? I'll show you. Show us what? No, I'll show you.
Oh, no.
Show us what? And then
he was touched.
Dude, they would make fun of him so hard. And there was a kid at our school who was a bully who would fight with anybody. One time he threw a kid's bike into the street as cars were driving down, and they ran over his bike just to be a dick. And one time in class, this kid decided to pick up a dictionary when the teacher left the classroom and throw it at I'll show you, kid. And it hit him in the face so hard, there was a loud smack, and the whole class went silent. And the poor kid, when it hurts so bad, you can't even cry. You do the silent scream. He had silent scream on his face, and the teacher walked in and he's like, what happened? And no one said anything because they were afraid. And he helped the kid out of the classroom. I felt so bad for that kid. So bad. He got picked on so hard.
So the other kids were the slug and bozo then?
Yeah, everyone else just was laughing, or they were silent because they didn't want to get their butts kicked by this bully either. So messed up, dude.
Dude, middle school is the fucking worst.
It's the worst. It's the worst.
That's when kids are the worst. They honestly, every kid should just be homeschooled during middle school and then brought back together in high school.
I totally agree. Yeah, your hormones play tricks on you. They turn girls into the most vile creatures on the planet, and they turn boys into the biggest jerks. Yeah. So it's it's weird what hormones do. Anyways, I saw that, and I always thought he looked like Melvin from. Maybe that's why I have such a strong feeling about Melvin getting.
Why you love Melvin?
Yeah, I love him so much. Poor Melvin.
Oh well, maybe this kid turned into the Toxic Avenger. So
doubtful.
Nope, he probably just has his kill list now.
No, but I did see him many years later working at Tower Records, and he seemed happy. So there you go.
Good. Oh, that's nice. Tower Records makes everybody happy.
Sure does.
Hey, everybody. Corey here. I just want to let you know that we'll be right back after these short messages.
Have you been wondering where's the beef? Well, on our podcast, Throwback Trivia Takedown, you might just find that out, as well as some other things about the 70s, 80s, and 90s.
We're a nostalgic-based trivia show that pits two challengers head-to-head in a duel of the decades, with categories ranging from movies, TV, and music, to slang, food, and fashion. You're sure to get the best in retro-themed trivia.
So strap on your jelly shoes, grab a Surge, and walk like an Egyptian to your favorite podcast app and check out Throwback Trivia Takedown.
I heard even Mikey likes it.
Hello, my name is Anna, and if you're into scary stories and creepy real-life happenings, then I think you will love my podcast. Let me tell you a scary story. Join me every week as I read to you stories of the paranormal that actually happen to ordinary people. These are things that can't be explained and don't always make much sense, and they are sure to intrigue and to give you the shivers. So join me on your favorite podcast listening platform and let me tell you a scary story.
And now, back to the show. Cut to Melvin's bathroom, and he's slowly changing into his new form while his mom knocks on the door asking if he's all right. As Melvin grows into the hulking monstrosity we know as the Toxic Avenger, his mom hears his voice get deeper and she says, "Oh, my little Melvin, he must have finally reached puberty." Melvin goes running through the New Jersey countryside and into the night.
So, guys, like, this poor kid, you know, he gets humiliated by everyone. He jumps out of a window into toxic waste. His skin set on fire, goes home. He's sitting in the bathtub. His skin's popping up, and it's popping and bubbling. He's pulling his hair out. His hair's falling out of his head. He looks in the mirror. He looks like Jason Voorhees does, you know?
Yeah, he does.
It's so sad because you're like, this poor kid. I know this is a comedy. I know it's going to be like, it's just so over the top. And you're like, oh, it hurts me so hard to see this kid treated so badly. I'm glad he embraces his toxic side, but still.
Yeah, no,
it's rough. Now we can get to the laughs and people getting, ripped apart and whatnot.
Of course, and we're about to get some fun laughs here.
Yes.
Cut to 3 oddball gang members led by Cigarface. Roughing up poor Officer O'Clancy, an honest cop who won't take their bribe. After their leader puts out his cigar on the officer's forehead, they're going to shoot him in the dick. But the Toxic Avenger appears just in time to save O'Clancy's nards. Officer O'Clancy watches in shock as Melvin tosses the 3 men aside. He smashes one of their noses in, rips out another one's eyeballs, then tosses Cigarface headfirst into a trash can, and rains blows down on his balls. That's my favorite part. He's like, bah, 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 and the guy's like, oh, my balls. It's just getting destroyed. His balls are destroyed. Finally, he dispatches the now blind and noseless gang members by smashing their heads together. To add insult to injury, he grabs 2 mops and rubs them in their dead faces. That's going to be his MO, his modus operandi. Cigarface runs away, vowing to get revenge in a high voice. The Toxic Avenger roars at him, then walks over to the terrified Officer Clancy and helps him to his feet. With a hilariously calming voice, Toxie says,
"I won't hurt you. I don't know what came over me. I just couldn't control myself. I've never done anything like this before."
So this is now, we got sort of like the 2 MOs of Toxie. He uses the mop after he kills somebody and kind of mops their face up. And then he like roars and growls and everything. But when he actually talks, he has this awesome voice, and we should have called it out, the guy who does the voice on there. Zach, who is that?
That is Kenneth Kessler, who passed away in 1989 at the age of 68. Screen actor, second unit director.
He's done some production supervisor and things like that.
Yeah. As an actor, he was only in Toxic Avenger as the voice and Monster in the Closet.
Do you remember that movie?
I don't, but I kind of want to watch it again. I remember the poster. Gosh, I want to check this out. It's got a great cast in it. Yeah. Add this to the list. Rated PG? Sure. Sign me up.
But yeah, dude, Kenneth Kessler, like, I love his voice, and I think he's the narrator at the beginning or whatever. But I like this bit, man. I like this bit of Toxie, being all like big and menacing and everything. And then when he talks, he's got this it's very it's like a clean voice. It's very articulate and everything.
It is. Yeah, and one of the gang members, by the way, is in drag, and he's hilarious because he like almost starts to kick the crap out of Toxie. He's a karate kicker, man.
Yeah, he's all kicks and everything.
He's all kicks. Cigar Face is hilarious, by the way, because he has like a pirate voice, and you're like, what? Now you'll find out why they call me Cigar Face, and you're like, oh, what the hell, Cigar Face? Cigar Face? It's so funny. It's so stupid.
I love it when he fucking dumps him in the trash can because it's clearly like a dummy, so his legs are all like moving in weird positions, but he just rains blows down on his balls.
So good.
It's great. It's great. Cut to the police precinct, and Officer O'Clancy is telling news reporters what happened as doctors are treating his wounds. We meet the chief of police, who's clearly like an ex-Nazi and is doing like this. He's got like this Dr. Strangelove style mannerisms where, he can't stop himself from like sig heiling and stuff like that. It's, it's funny. Everybody in this fucking movie is a comic book character. It's like a cartoon character, but a rated R cartoon. Again, I get now why this was such a great cartoon.
Agreed.
O'Clancy says the monster is a hero that saved his life. Cut to a newspaper headline that reads, "Monster mops up mobsters." Now we meet the sleazy mayor of Tromaville, Bell Goody. The chief informs him that Cigar Face is still in shock, rambling about a 7-foot-tall monster. Mayor Bell Goody asks if the police have any suspects. The chief says the whole town is a suspect. They were hated by everyone. The mayor says, well, not by me. They were our best producers. Cut to a quick shot of Toxie slinking around town, trying not to be seen. At the Tromaville Health Club, Wanda is relaxing in the sauna when she's startled by Slug pretending to be the Elephant Man. I am not an animal. I am Melvin the Mop Boy. So they're still mocking Melvin, even though they fucking essentially, in their minds, they probably think they killed him,
Wow, and they're like joyful over it.
Yeah. And the movie wanted us to think it was Toxie at first, but instead we see him trying to go home. But when his mom answers the door, she just looks at him and screams. Dejected, Melvin wanders the New Jersey countryside until he stumbles upon a wildlife preserve turned toxic waste dump and turns it into his new home. Oh, Toxie.
Yeah, there's like quick cuts. You never see him, by the way. You never see his face. Like I said a little earlier, you don't see his face until like maybe 20 minutes left of the movie.
Yeah, you don't see his face until he dispatches Wanda, which is like crazy. And there's all kinds of like, they do all kinds of like, interesting ways to sort of shoot it and everything. And it works until you realize, in 2025 at 47 years old, you're like, I know what he looks like. He's on the cover of the thing, and I've seen cartoons, and
what's the point?
They're trying to. I forgot that they're trying to keep it a secret what he looks like. Interesting.
Spoiler: they already just look at your VHS box.
Yeah, he's right there, and actually, he doesn't even sort of look like that. He looks grosser on the VHS cover than he does in the movie.
Agreed. And then as a cartoon, he looks the best.
Yeah, that's the most fun.
Which is still hilarious, guys. Think about it. It's a grotesque looking, disfigured, mutated because of toxic waste. And little kids are running around playing with his action figure. So funny. Which I still have, by the way. How many of you got it?
And dude, in the cartoon, his mop is like a character and everything.
Yeah,
Moppy. And not gonna lie, I mean, a little bit of a spoiler, but like his mop in the remake kind of gets put into toxic waste with him, so it becomes like a thing. It's not
cool.
Like it's not alive like Moppy, but it's a part of like it's like his tool, it's like his main weapon, almost like his Excalibur, yada yada yada. So having both of those in mind, when I rewatched this, I was like, when he ran and jumped out the window and everything, he didn't even have his mop with him, and I was like, oh, he doesn't have his mop with him. And then he's just kind of using random mops. I like the cartoon version better. I like the fact that the mop is with him when he gets into toxic waste and it becomes a thing. And spoiler alert, I like the things that they do in the remake. And I think the remake draws a little bit from the cartoon.
Well, Toxic Avenger walked so Toxie could run.
Toxic Avenger walked so Toxic Crusaders could run.
Word.
Cut to the mayor meeting with a member of the zoning board. He wants to turn Toxie's new home, the contaminated nature preserve turned toxic chemical dump, into waterfront property and create the new dump 20 feet from the town's water reservoir. Of course, they have a deal. And I love how there's like ladies in lingerie dancing around and the zoning board member guy's like just shocked at like what he's seeing.
And the mayor is disgusting, and they play that up on purpose. Like, he's practically naked in certain scenes, eating sandwich all gross, and they do like they literally exploit everyone.
Yeah, that guy does not care about showing off his body.
Nope. God bless him.
God bless him.
What'd you get paid for this? Not a dime.
Not a dime.
Okay.
This is probably my favorite, like one of my favorite segments in the film. Meanwhile, in town, the Mexican place is jumping. People are partying in the parking lot. The restaurant is packed. One of the staff members is sneaking hits from a bottle of whiskey in their pants. We meet Toxie's blind and soon-to-be girlfriend Sarah and her soon-to-be dead seeing-eye dog Carrie. It's a wild scene, bro.
And it is called the Mexican place.
It is.
With samurai swords on the wall.
Yes, with samurai swords on the wall that will be used. So, just then, 3 very colorful characters burst through the door to rob the joint. They definitely look like comic book villains. Leroy has a shotgun and half his face is painted black and red to match his black and red spandex. Rico has an oversized pistol and looks like your standard issue goon. And the leader, Frank, has a cool white stripe across his face. He also has a fake arm that will be ripped off later by the Toxic Avenger because the actor, this is his only role, he only has one arm, or only had, I don't know if he's still alive, but he only had one arm, so they just gave him another fake one. It doesn't move at all in the scene, and it gets ripped off. It's really good, actually.
I wish they would do that more often in movies, take advantage of people who are missing certain things. Like if Sandy Duncan, got her head squeezed and her eye popped out, that'd be amazing. That would have been amazing.
Fucking with her glass eye.
Like she's playing basketball and that would be amazing.
Oh, dude, I do remember, speaking of, and we did mention Starship Troopers earlier, but I remember when that movie was, when they were talking about it, when it was coming out and everything. And I remember them talking about the fact that when Starship Troopers, mobile infantry characters would get like their limbs torn off, they used a lot of amputee actors in it. And so it was like, I remember they were like, we got a lot of work. It's kind of like when a movie uses a lot of little people and they all get work and everything. So we need another Starship Troopers movie.
Yeah. And no more Disney remakes like Snow White that don't cast people of that size.
Right. Or was the remake of Willy Wonka, and they just basically, they just used Deep Roy and just did it like 1,000 of them or something like that.
Yeah, lame.
Speaking of Deep Roy, I used to see him all the time in Santa Monica at my grocery store, at my Vons up the street. Yeah.
Interesting. He's going to be at the Pasadena Comic-Con in January.
I saw that, and I'm going to say, hey, I used to see all the time. Like every fucking time. It was like, dude, it was like National Lampoon's European Vacation. It's like, hey kids, look, Deep Roy. I saw him all the fucking time.
And he's going to go, if you're not buying anything, then get on my face.
Don't talk to me. Before Toxie shows up to save the day, here are some highlights from the robbery. Leroy points his gun at a baby and asks him how he'd like to have this hot tamale shoved down his throat. And they're really pointing a shotgun at a baby. A patron tries to de-escalate the situation and gets blown away. We get a great squib.
Yeah, that one's great.
And Frank tells Leroy to blast Carrie the seeing eye dog with his shotgun so he can have his way with Sarah. The dog goes like sliding across the floor.
It's breathing, by the way. There's a scene where they show it later and the blood's all gushed out, but it's clearly laying down. It's breathing, so it's okay.
It is. I wonder if they, because like you could have actually just taken a frame and frozen it, like just a picture of the dog with the guts everywhere. I almost wonder if they left it in breathing, just be like, hey guys, look, it's not actually dead.
Maybe.
I mean, its guts are everywhere, but it's alive.
But this is the first of two scenes that two more scenes that I have a hard time with because Sarah is crying so hard and it's so traumatizing, you feel her trauma. It's really sad. It's really sad. You feel it. If you have an empathetic bone in your body, this will be a hard scene for you to watch because she's like, it's really sad. She's really like crying. I think they leave her crying too long because she's sitting in the corner with her top ripped open and like traumatized. She's a blind lady with her top ripped open, with her dead dog on the ground, and she's crying incessantly. And you're like, this is not okay. This is really not okay. But they leave it on her too long.
It's pretty rough. I'm not gonna lie.
Rough,
when you think about it, it is rough.
It is rough. And funny.
Yeah, it's weirdly it's weirdly can walk that line.
The only movie that can. I'm sorry.
Really, it really is. Before Frank can do the deed, the Toxic Avenger bursts onto the scene and battles the villains in the name of justice. During the fight, Toxie rips off Frank's arm and beats him with it, while everyone in the restaurant screams and runs out the front door. Leroy and Rico put up more of a fight, but both goons are eventually sent flying into the kitchen. And that's where this fight scene right here is where I think it's Rico. Rico's the one that grabs the katana blades, the swords.
Yes.
And it's a wild fight scene, and it's fine. You know what I mean? Go watch it. It's fun.
Well, Leroy puts up most of the fight. And by the way, spoiler, Patrick Kilpatrick shows up again later on in the movie as another gang member.
Yeah.
A companion piece to this movie could be New York Ninja, because like certain fight scenes in this are very similar to the ones in New York Ninja. Dude. And that movie has a Troma feel to it. You got to see, we're going to break down New York Ninja at some point on this show.
Okay. I'm very much looking forward to it. So he tosses the two goons into the kitchen. This is where Toxie's imagination really shines as he finishes off each gang member in a different, more elaborate way. He turns Leroy's mouth into a milkshake and kills him with the blender, like that tall blender milkshakey thing, and he stuffs it down his throat and kills him that way.
Yeah, it goes into the steel cup that you make the milkshake with.
Right, but if you don't have the steel cup there, it's just the blender thing. That's what he puts down his mouth, you know.
And by the way, like that moment, it looks like I feel like the actor might be choking on that because they jam a lot of stuff in that guy's mouth.
Yeah, no, it feels like Patrick Kilpatrick's choking on like the cream that he's putting in there and everything. It's pretty wild.
Yeah.
He then deep fries Rico's hands, which also kills him, and he stuffs armless Frank into an oven, all while members of the kitchen staff watch. Afterwards, he helps Sarah to her feet and walks her home, where multiple comedic pratfalls ensue, including Sarah smacking Melvin in the balls with her cane.
And she's... this movie really makes fun of blind people, too.
The way
makes fun of everybody.
The way she acts blind, dude, is just... It's crazy. She's... her character's definitely touched.
It's not too far from Al Pacino in Scent of a Woman.
Great ass! Didn't you win an Academy Award for that or something?
Yeah, he did. Give me a fucking... Come on.
Yeah, I think that was one of those gimmies for, like, he should have gotten it for something else, and they're like, all right, we'll give it to you for this. Yeah. Because I hate... You know what? That movie... Ever since that point on, that's what he always sounded like moving forward. Like, he's like, I talk like this now.
Yeah, everything was over the top. And you're like, come on, give me Carlito's Way. Carlito's Way is badass.
Carlito's Way. You think you're big time? You're going to die big time.
He's great.
I love Carlito. I saw that shit in the theater, man.
Brian De Palma, dude. That's a great movie.
Yeah.
Yep.
Thank you, Lee, for my Christmas present.
Hey, Lee. Sorry. Thank you.
Back at the Mexican place, the cops are all eating tacos while examining the crime scene.
This is amazing. They're like, everyone's eating and they're spilling they're spilling bits of the tacos all over the place. It's hilarious.
The drunk cook tells the chief what happened, but they mock him for said drunkenness. Back at Sarah's house, she wants to touch Melvin's face to know what he looks like, but he says he has acne. Instead, she tries reading his palms, but ends up grabbing his monster cock instead. Oh shit! Oh,
it's not as bad as it's just as good as Laura Dern being blind in Mask.
Oh my god! Oh, that's a movie that freaks me out. I don't like deformities, man.
Rocky Dolan's? That's a sad movie too, man.
I don't need to see it. I don't want to see it. I know I've seen pictures. That shit freaks me out, man. Like the Elephant Man freaks me out. Like all that shit freaks me out, bro. I don't like deformities.
There's some dude for real life who's in some movie.
Yeah, I know. It's the reason I can't watch Under the Skin, even though you see Scarlett Johansson naked in it. But that guy, and I feel bad because that guy's an actor and he's like a real dude and everything. That's not like makeup or whatever. But I'm sorry, I can't. It freaks me out, man.
Oh,
I'm terrible. I know, guys and gals. We all have that thing that we know we're bad about, and we know that it's wrong. And this is my thing.
Well, it just makes you appreciate when you look in the mirror and you're like, oh, I got a pimple today or whatever. You're like, well, at least you don't have a tumor on your face.
I know.
That takes off a huge chunk of it. Like we all have something, right? We have something we're not happy with. But think about the people that live their life looking like that.
When I was working at the census in downtown LA in 2010, I remember we had to go meet, just to kind of, everyone had to meet together at least once a day. And we had to meet at this Jack in the Box down, like straight up in DTLA, bro, like right in downtown. And there was a homeless guy outside who was panhandling and he had no lower jaw. And I clocked him. I was like, right away, I was, not gonna look at him, And then he came in asking for whatchamacallit. And as I look at him, I saw him inside. I said, no, you don't have any cash. I saw him and I immediately told my brain, erase this. And now all I can see is a black outline of him. Your brain is a hell of a thing, guys and gals. I literally told myself, erase this. I can't have that because I'll think about it. I'll dwell on it and I'll think about it. And it will freak me. Dude, it was like the beginning of Day of the Dead, that one zombie who had the no lower jaw and his tongue was just hanging down. It was like that. How do you fucking live like that, bro? How do you fucking live like that? I'm freaking out, man. I'm like Bozo. I'm stressed, man. I'm stressed.
Cut to.
No, I'm freaking out right now, okay? Oh, we see another newspaper headline fly on the screen. Monster hero saves the day at fast food restaurant. This episode is my trauma episode, bro.
You're welcome.
Cut to City Hall, where Dr. Snotburger is telling the press what he deduced about the Toxic Avenger. The monster only attacks evil people. Zach, this little, you know what? Of everything, this scene I find the most boring. I don't want this scene in the movie. I don't need it. It's not necessary.
This scene completely can be excised.
And
78 minutes. 78
and
minute
I know
movie.
in like it sets the groundwork for like in Toxic Avenger Part 2, where they really establish or like really go into the whole fact of like, I have to kill evil, like it overcomes me. And so I guess you kind of need this for that. But every time I watch this movie now, and 3 times in the past like 3 months, my eyes glass over during this scene.
Fun fact, you don't need to see any more Toxic Avenger movies after this.
I know.
They all go downhill.
That's what I hear. Our pals over at Talking Back, and maybe we can talk about it when we talk about the remake, but they did cover Part 2, and I did not watch Part 2 based on what they said about it.
Yep. Another fun fact, you don't need to see many Troma movies. They're not good.
So it's kind of, did I peak with Class of Nukem High and Toxic Avenger?
Yeah, and I just realized that My Monster's Closet or whatever, that's a Troma movie.
Is it really?
Don't need to see that. Don't need to see that. Yep.
Okay.
You know how Full Moon kind of peaked in like 92 and then Troma peaked and made 2 movies and they were done. In my opinion. They're not that good. Don't come at me and like try to say that they are.
No, if you're going to come at us, guys and gals, and you know that we like Class of Nukem High, like this one, give us another one that you think is up there with these two and try and change our minds. Like, what are we missing? And don't say like, oh, number 2 is great. No, tell us when we don't know. Tell us when we haven't seen, and tell us if it's actually good, and we'll go check it out. I will, at least.
I've seen a lot of them. Cannibal the Musical is not good. The Trade Matt Parker, it's not that great.
Have you seen Troma's War? I think it was like 1988 or something like that.
I have.
Still not good?
Yeah, Troma's War is not good. I mean, I haven't seen these movies since back in the day, so
yeah,
kind of boring.
Okay.
Kind of boring. They're just kind of boring, you know?
Yeah. Well, there's a reason that Toxic Crusaders is my favorite version.
Yeah, that's great.
What he deduced about Toxic Avenger, the monster only attacks evil people. evil people like the guy selling drugs at the Tromaville Health Club. His name is Dennis, by the way.
Yeah. Oh my God. The drug. This guy's great.
Yeah. Wanda and Julie, who are looking at Polaroids of their hit and run victims, and Mayor Belgoody. The Toxic Avenger begins with the drug dealer. We get a POV shot of Toxie walking into the health club as the gym rats scream and run away. He grabs Dennis and shoves his head under the weights of a leg press machine, then drops them on the top half of his head, crushing it. This is a great fake head that Jennifer Aspinall worked on, and I love how he's like twitching and everything. And then, of course, he then mops the head as the body twitches, which is Toxie's MO.
My feeling is like he's putting the mop on top because he feels he's embarrassed about what he just did.
Well, he kind of laughs, though, here when he does it. I think he's cleaning up his mess is what I think.
Yeah, you're right.
Okay, thank you. Oh, cut to my favorite scene in the entire movie.
Oh, I know why.
Cut to Wanda masturbating in the sauna to the pictures of her latest victims. Oh, Wanda! That would be me.
If you all could see what I see.
She's got some hangers, bro. Toxie walks in wearing the same kind of blanket over his head like Slug was wearing earlier, and Wanda thinks it's her boyfriend. She pulls the blanket off and screams as we get our first real look at Melvin's new persona, the Toxic Avenger. Toxie grabs Wanda and plops her bare butt right down on the hot rocks, killing her. I guess?
I mean, it hurts.
He screams in her face, "Let this be a lesson to you, hot ass." I love that. But Zach, okay, I guess I should say it here. I do have a critique of this film. Our four main antagonists have the weakest deaths in the entire movie.
Yeah, I agree.
And on top of it, I don't know if you saw this or not, apparently there's a cut scene that shows that Wanda and Julie aren't actually killed by the Toxic Avenger. You see them later at like the police precinct. Wanda has a giant like gauze on her butt, and Julie is bald because he like holds up scissors, and we'll get to it in a little bit. I'm just gonna say it now. And you think that he kills her, but really he just cuts all her hair off. So he lets these two live, and so maybe that's why their kills aren't that impressive, because the way the movie is cut, we're led to believe that he kills them, but they're not that impressive.
I remember seeing that deleted scene. It's on the DVD.
Okay.
But
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Kind of wish they kept it in.
So but don't you think he would have killed them? That they're just as evil as, I mean, they're almost more evil than Slug and Bozo.
They are, but he's attracted to them.
He is. I'd let him live too. What am I saying?
Yeah, you would.
Let that be a lesson to you, hot ass.
Just block it out.
Cut to Toxie taking a leak in an alley. I love how his piss is neon green and steaming.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Just then, a limousine pulls up and a sleazy pimp tries to offer our hero an underaged and very reluctant prostitute.
12 years old. 12 years old.
Dude, I was like, wow, this is wild.
The guy from Real Genius who plays Mitch would be interested.
Oh, boy.
Look it up, y'all.
Boy.
Allegedly.
Oh, boy.
Allegedly.
He dispatches the pimp and his goons, then loudly proclaims to whoever's listening, "You can tell all your scum friends that things are going to change in this town. I'm not just another pretty face." The Toxic Avenger then helps the underage prostitute back into the limousine, where I assume he has the driver take her home or to the David Bowie concert she thought she was going to.
I think Matt Gaetz was in there.
Yeah, seriously. Jesus Christ. We literally, the U.S. government is literally run by Toxic Avenger villains.
Yes, agreed.
Isn't that wild, bro? I mean, we wanted the 80s to come back, and they kind of did, but in all the worst ways possible.
Yeah, they came back in all the worst ways. Who would have thought? Who would have thought?
Who would have thought?
George Orwell would have thought.
He thunk it. Where is the Toxic Crusader now? I mean, that's what's funny. Like, watching this in 2025, one of the reasons this movie does hold up is because of the very overt message that it has.
Yeah, where is our Toxie? Can we have our Toxie?
There are no heroes, bro. All the heroes are dead. Only villains have survived.
There's a Kiss song. World without heroes came true, apparently.
Wow. We get a fun montage of Toxie doing good deeds instead of killing evil people. He saves 2 kids from being run over in the street by Slug and Bozo. He helps an old lady cross a busy street. Opens a jar of unpopped popcorn kernels for a lady in her kitchen. And I love how when he hands it back to her, the jar, they're all popped inside because he's toxic.
It's amazing. That's hilarious little thing. Little
attention to detail. And my favorite, bro, he just yells at New York from across the river. He's like, ah! We see a newspaper headline that reads, Mad Mop Monster is really a monster hero. And all around town, people are wearing shirts that say, I love the monster hero, with Toxie's picture on it. How they got it, I don't know. The mayor and his goons aren't too happy about the way things are going, and so they plan on killing the Toxic Avenger before he kills them. Cut to Toxie walking down an alley, and all of a sudden he's surrounded by 6 armed men, including Cigarface, and Patrick Kilpatrick is in there.
Yeah, without the makeup on this time.
Yeah, I mean, I think economically, I think that works, you know?
Oh, I don't know. I don't have a problem with any sort of continuity or flaws in this kind of a movie.
No, not at all. Me neither.
And it's, Cigar Face is back. Where's his action figure? I want an action figure of him.
Yeah, me too. Well, bro, give me his line in your best Cigar Face voice.
We're going to give you 6 new assholes. Compliments on me. Cigar Face. Arr.
Our hero leaps in the air and onto a fire escape just as the goons fire their weapons, shooting and killing each other. I love how Toxie gives them all the bird. He's just like, yeah. But it reminds me of Total Recall, where remember he's like using the hologram and he makes all those guys shoot each other in a circle.
I mean, that came out after this, so.
The next day, Sarah's walking through town when she's harassed by a bunch of bikers. She yells out for Melvin, and when he shows up, the bikers scream and run away. But I love when he shows up, he's like, what's happening, guys? It's so weird.
The voice it's really entertaining.
Yeah.
But it's so, doesn't match at all, which is what makes it better.
Absolutely. Now, cue the romantic montage.
Oh, boy.
We see Sarah and Melvin enjoying a picnic, complete with Melvin getting hit in the balls with a champagne cork, and ends with them having sex. Melvin even lets Sarah feel his face, and she says he's a beautiful person. The next day, this is actually one of my favorite jokes that they have in the movie. The next day, Sarah makes Melvin breakfast, which just consists of her cracking a dozen eggs and cooking them and the shells together. And then the whole 1, 2, 3 of a joke, you know, she even throws in some unopened packets of butter and Melvin scarfs it all down. It works, man. The joke works.
Yeah, the eggs, I think those are real eggs too.
Yeah, they are, and he's eating them, but there's also unopened packets of butter in there.
Yeah, it's hilarious.
Later, we see Sarah moving into Melvin's shack. He even hangs a picture of her dog, Carrie, on the wall, and I like how he has a picture of his mom in there too. Cut to the Tromaville Health Club, and the Toxic Avenger is back to his old ways. He attacks Julie in the woman's locker room by screaming murderer as he pops out from under the bench she's sitting on. Before he can finish Julie off, Marissa Tomei walks in and screams, startling Toxie. Julie breaks free and runs down into the health club's basement to get away. She keeps trying doors, and they're either locked or Toxie pops out of them. Julie eventually finds a room to lock herself in, but Toxie smashes through the door and dispatches her off screen. So knowing that, in the original cut, you know, the original intent was that she wasn't going to die, it makes the 2 quote unquote deaths, I guess, better. But then either if you're going to cut the scene out of showing them alive, then give me some gore here or give me that scene. So otherwise both deaths feel like, you know, nothing burgers, basically.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. It falls flat. It's not what you had hoped for.
Especially after we saw such gruesome deaths at the Mexican place.
It's like they ran out of budget or something.
Right? Yeah, exactly.
Maybe? I don't know.
It's possible. But there is a great transition of Julie screaming to Bozo screaming at Slug that Julie is stressing him out for not being there with the car. As an alternative, our two teen antagonists beat up an old lady and take her two-door yellow Corolla. Remember Corollas back in the day?
I had a 78 Toyota Corolla. It was my first car.
No shit.
Yeah. And it was the guy who I bought it from. He was a family friend, but he rewired the engine. So I had to use these circuits. Like he put this like circuit thing on that always caused the car to malfunction. So I had to like get electrical grease and like fill it up with electrical grease and stick the two circuits together and then turn the ignition to turn it on almost every single time.
Why? But why? I don't know. Why did he do that to begin with?
Like he was experimenting on it. I bought the car for $500, and then I ended up putting about $500 to $600 into it after that to finally get it to function properly. It was a fast car though. It was a great fast car. I love that thing. Side note though, going back to Julie, her cry too is a little piercing to me.
Yeah,
like it should have been edited. It should have been edited. It's one of those like scenes. It reminds me of the scene in Austin Powers when the steamroller is going to run over Michael McDonald. And he's like, he's screaming forever. But she's like whining. She's crying so hard. And it's like very uncomfortable. It's it's the second uncomfortable scene for me in this movie.
Okay. That's
after
that one.
It was that was the one. I was like, this is really uncomfortable. It kind of, it feels traumatic.
Yeah. Like she's really, really scared.
Yeah.
Good transition though with Bozo screaming.
Great transition, but trim that thing in half.
Yeah, because they use multiple takes of her. Like it's not like one long scream. Like she has to take a breath and then scream, and then take a breath and scream again. It's they could have cut like one or two of them out because it's like four of them. It's like four of those screams.
Yeah, because they do that in Street Trash as well when that drunk girl gets raped by all the homeless guys or unhoused people.
Yeah, that's a rough fucking scene.
And you're just like, this just feels exploitative at this point. Because I think if this was like a big budget film on a set, it would feel different. But the fact that it's like grimy and gross, and you're like, ugh. The sheep had lice, and who knows what was going on. Like everyone got their tetanus shots after this, hopefully. There's something, it just felt like felt like you're on a set of a porno or something.
Yeah, no, dude, I get it. I totally get what you're saying. Cause nothing's a set. It's all real locations and they don't have permits for them. So like there are real like hypodermic needles in the corner or something,
Woof.
As Bozo and Slug drive down the road, the Toxic Avenger pops out behind some bushes and jumps on the roof of their newly stolen car. Bozo tries to shake Toxie off by speeding through traffic, but he won't let go. Toxie reaches in and grabs Slug by the throat and tosses him out of the car, killing him. And so this is like another one. It's like we saw the kid, like that kid's head get crushed. Like I wish like Toxie, like, I don't know, ripped out Slug's throat first and then threw him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because the final kill at the end of the movie is very satisfying.
Yeah,
I don't know why they couldn't have, but yeah, I agree.
But this one's not though. Slug's is probably, the girls aside, and now that I know, but like Slug's is a kill. Like the movie shows him dead. It's like, and he's such an asshole. These guys are such assholes. You want them to get eviscerated.
Agreed.
Toxie then chops into the passenger seat while Bozo screams. Toxie slams his foot on the gas and grabs Bozo's hands and holds onto the steering wheel. He kisses Bozo on the cheek and tells him that it's Melvin. Bozo keeps screaming. The two of them speed through Tromaville, causing all kinds of chaos in their wake. Dude, this is a really good... It's not a chase scene. It's just a car chaos scene, but it's done really well.
Yeah, no, I agree. In a Toyota Corolla.
Yeah. I mean, dude, it doesn't look like it's, and it doesn't look like Mad Max sped up footage. It looks like they're actually going fast.
Yeah, no, it looks legit. It's borderline Lustig good.
I thought the same thing, bro. And again, check out our Tour de Force tier, the $5 tier on Patreon, patreon.com/podcast after dark. Zach and I are going through all of Bill Lustig's movies. This month, Maniac Cop 3 will be dropping. But one of the things that Zach and I have really noticed about Bill Lustig is that he does great car chases.
Yeah, we talk a lot about that on the Lustig Factor. So consider joining today and joining in on the fun.
Exactly. Hey, and you know what, guys and gals? If you sign up for it, you also get all of the Carpenter Factor and all of the Coscarelli Factor. I mean, freaking, you have like multiple years worth of content there right now at your fingertips.
Sign up. It's worth it.
Bozo and Toxie eventually fly through a park, narrowly missing a bunch of kids playing, and go over a hill while Melvin is laughing and Bozo is screaming. The car explodes when they hit the pavement below. Did you notice the two crew people like that get in the shot when the camera's kind of like tracking the car? You can see two of the effects guys in the background.
No, I didn't.
I love that shit.
Yeah.
After the fire dies down, we see that Bozo is charred and dead while the Toxic Avenger is unscathed. And I do like Bozo because like his whole body is like burnt up. Like I like that. That's fine. This one's fine.
But you want to see him suffer.
You do. Maybe like in the car screaming and on fire or something.
Yeah, come on, something.
Later, we see a sweet little lady dropping off her clothes at the dry cleaners. It turns out she's slugging Bozo's mom, Mrs. Haskell. While the owner of the shop runs outside to stop a meter maid from giving him a parking ticket, Toxie shows up and kills the little lady by throwing her in an industrial dryer, then crushing her with a steam presser. Of course, he makes a racist Asian comment while doing it, which doesn't quite make sense because the dry clean owner isn't Asian, but I get it because the joke is a lot of times they are, but he's not. So it doesn't work, even with the racism aside.
White people love their racism. Still do, apparently.
Yep. Now we get our first negative news headline. Monster hero kills innocent woman. Melvin goes back to his shack depressed because he thinks he killed an innocent woman. He confesses to Sarah that he's the monster hero that everyone is talking about. Every day he goes out there and he mashes people. I love how he says he mashes them. And he can't stop. Melvin says it isn't safe to be around him and Sarah should move back to her apartment. She refuses to leave him because, love reasons and probably his monster cock.
True.
They decide to run away to the countryside where there's no one around for the Toxic Avenger to kill and set up a little camp outside of Tromaville. Cut to City Hall, and the mayor is pleased that Toxie finally fucked up and killed an innocent. The chief of police has bad news for him, though. Nine, that little old lady was hardly a pillar of the community. In fact, she was head of an international slavery ring. And she had a police record a mile long. And I like how the mayor's like, shit! The mayor tells the chief to cover that shit up and kill the monster. Belle Goody then addresses the press and tells them that Mrs. Haskell was a good lady with 2 fine sons, and they're going to track the monster down and kill it. Cut to the chief giving his men orders that they should shoot to kill. Officer O'Clancy tries defending Toxie, but the chief threatens to fire him if he doesn't do his job. Cut to Officer O'Clancy eating ice cream with a bunch of kids, one of which worked at the pizza place.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, like the nerdy one. They want to help the Toxic Avenger, but they don't know what to do. Oh, boy.
It's like they're kind of, the people that he saved are rallying together, like, to figure out how can we help Toxie.
There's like a line where Officer Clancy's like, sometimes you can't do what's right because of like someone above you or something.
I wrote it down. It's people can't just go doing things just because they're right.
Yes, they can actually.
Yeah, you can.
And they should. Like they shouldn't, destroy poor fishing boats and but no, they follow orders because they just follow orders.
Oh, this is going back a little bit. Did you like Sarah's sensual t-shirt?
Yes. Yeah, of course I did.
So, sorry. Continue.
Oh, I like everything about Sarah, bro. Oh boy. Cut to the police task force searching for Toxie with dogs. They eventually find Sarah and Melvin's camp. One of the cops says, "Holy shit, it's the monster!" And he's got a bimbo with him because they're like, she's like in like a bikini or something.
Yeah, I mean, she doesn't know what she's wearing.
No, she doesn't.
Guys, her eyes are like, it's so over the top, but that's what makes it so entertaining.
That coupled with the fact she has a rockin' bod. The chief informs the mayor that they found the Toxic Avenger's campsite. So Belle Goody calls the governor to request the National Guard be sent to help. As the National Guard rolls out with their tanks, we see both soldiers and civilians alike questioning why this is happening. To them, the Toxic Avenger is a hero. Eventually, the campsite is surrounded by both soldiers and protesters wanting to protect them. Even Melvin's mom is there to defend her son. The police and soldiers aim their guns at the tent, and the mayor orders Sarah and Melvin to come out. As they emerge, the protesters run up and stand between the soldiers and the Toxic Avenger. Toxie tells the protesters to run. As soon as they have a clear shot, Mayor Belgoody orders everyone to fire, but no one does. The mayor tries to shoot Melvin himself, but Officer O'Clancy stops him.
You know why? Because those orders are illegal. And if someone tells you to do something that's illegal, you shouldn't do it. Even if it's your boss telling you to do it, but it's illegal, you shouldn't do it.
Even if, I don't know, maybe it's the mayor or the president. Giving illegal orders. It's, dude, seriously, watching this right when Senator, the senators, they made that video about not following, like, all the whole shit with the National Guard in cities and stuff. Like,
yep.
I'm watching this now with that context in mind currently. And that's why I'm like, this movie, it's kind of timeless, or it's of this time, is of the 80s, but it's also of right now, essentially.
So for those of you that are listening to this going, oh no, it's turning into a political show.
Fuck, this movie's fucking political.
And we don't need you to listen to us if that's what you, if that's making you uncomfortable, then it's all good.
Yeah.
Because, let's be honest.
Let's be honest,
and
fuck
there's
off.
wrong.
Yeah, there's right and there's wrong. There's no middle ground here. There's right and there's wrong, and fuck off. And if you are of that leaning and you want to leave a comment on Spotify or something, I'll just delete it. So fuck you.
Take the time to do it.
Yeah, take
and
time.
Know that
it'll take me 1 second to delete it.
Yeah, just, let's all be cool. Just be cool.
You be cool.
Yeah, like call back to your Seth Gecko line.
But yeah, dude, seriously, man, I'm watching this and I'm like, holy fucking shit.
I was thinking the same thing.
And I hope when, this cold Civil War turns hot, that there will be people in the military that won't open fire,
Yeah, I hope maybe we'll get a Toxic Avenger out of it too.
Would be nice, buddy. Wouldn't it? Wouldn't it be nice?
And we'll get a first lady who's blind and wears that outfit. Wears a sensual t-shirt.
That'd be awesome.
And Cigar Face gets...
No. Now we have
No.
Cigar Face is in power, unfortunately.
Yeah, sorry. Cigar Face should...
The mayor says if he does it again, he'll kill O'Clancy. Toxie starts walking at the mayor, who fires at the hero monster to no effect. The mayor says he'll cut him in on 10% of the profits as he begs for his life. Toxie says, "You fat slob, let's see if you have any guts." Then he punches a hole in Belgoody's stomach and pulls out his intestines.
Because just for a half a second, you think, is Toxic Avenger not going to do? Like, is he going to not kill this guy? Is he going to not go rage on him? He does, just because that's what he does.
Yeah.
And everybody gets excited about it.
The corrupt mayor dies trying to put his guts back in. The Toxic Avenger says, "Officer O'Clancy, take care of this toxic waste." Everyone cheers as Melvin and Sarah are reunited. There's a fun closing monologue that goes, "So Melvin the monster hero rid Tromaville of its evils, so the good citizens could live their lives in peace and happiness. And the next time you're in danger or in need of help, look to the horizon, and maybe, just maybe, the Toxic Avenger will be there." Credits roll while Body Talk by Sandy Farina plays.
Body talk. Not dun 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 dun.
Yeah, dude, this movie, I definitely like it more now than I did on my first viewing a couple months ago, and everything. My first adult viewing a couple months ago.
Yeah, the first one you were like not into it. You're like, oh, I don't know if this is. I'm paraphrasing, but you're like you weren't into it.
Yeah, because I talked to Zach about it and everything, and I still say that the Toxic Crusaders is my favorite version. But I think when I was breaking this movie down, especially in that last scene when everything is happening all in the real world, I was like, oh my fucking god, like holy shit.
This is a wild exploitative movie to the nth degree, and it triggers all the emotions in you, good, bad, and otherwise. If you've never seen it,
good, bad, and boner.
Yeah, it's got everything. It's got a little bit of everything. And, you know, as a pad listener, if this movie's new to you, go watch it and let us know what you think. If you have seen it, how many times have you watched it? Or did you watch it once and like, I can't deal with this? Did you watch this movie and get offended by it? What offended you? We want to know all that good stuff.
Yeah.
It's a crazy movie. It's wild. It's your typical, like, this goes well with Street Trash, even though that's a depressing doubleheader, I think, you know, because they're both rough to watch, you know, or watch this with Psycho Gorman. Psycho Gorman is the modern version of this movie in a good way. Like, Psycho Gorman takes the things in this that don't necessarily work or that might be a little too like, ugh, and makes it better, in my opinion. So Psycho Gorman and Toxic Avenger, I think, are a nice like companion piece to each other.
Yeah, I can see that. I can see Steve Kostansky being a modern Troma kind of guy, but it's his own spin. I don't even, consider him Troma, but I know what you're saying. And
he does it better, honestly.
Yeah, I agree. He does do it better, probably with the same budget too. But that dude's hella talented. Go back and listen to our interview with him. He's a great dude. And as soon as Deathstalker drops on Blu-ray, Zach and I will be reviewing that. Doing a proper episode of that next year in 2026 at some point.
I think it comes out in January or February, one of the other.
I think it's like wherever I can slot it in, we will, because a lot of our months. The reason that we're doing this doubleheader of Toxic Avenger and the remake and we're not covering really Christmas movies, is because we don't have a lot of months where we don't have Patreon members that we're covering movies for. So this was like one of our few months that had a completely open slot for us. So we're like, cool, let's check it out. Let's do this. So yeah, we're not covering our Christmas horror movies, but maybe sometime in the future we will. But Zach, what are you guys covering on $2 late fee this month?
Well, that's funny you say like no Christmas stuff, because we're covering The King of the Kickboxers from 1990, celebrating the 35th anniversary. One, because it's an anniversary of that movie. If you all have never seen The King of the Kickboxers, it's a better version of Jean-Claude Van Damme's Kickboxer. It's not a ripoff. It's its own movie. Basically, it's about a cop who goes undercover to Thailand to investigate a snuff ring. Snuff filmmakers are killing martial artists in their movies, and the guy who's killing them just happens to have been the guy who killed said cop's brother a decade earlier.
Oh, wow.
So King of the Kickboxers, great movie. It's great. It's one of those great B movies. And I interviewed the star, Lauren Avedon, as well. So Lauren Avedon is going to be the guest this month on $2 late fee. Dustin joins me for The King of the Kickboxers, and a lot of other stuff. We have the month of December is stacked. Corey and I are, we have like an upcoming Tremors kind of preview for January. We're going to be interviewing the director and the audiobook and one of the guys responsible for the audiobook version of the movie that came out as well. A lot of that's coming up in later on in December as well. So stay tuned for all that, folks, and a whole lot more.
I'm looking up on IMDb, The King of the Kickboxers. Like when you start typing something in, you'll start getting things, I mean, I had to type in the full name, The King of the Kickboxers, before it actually like popped up. It's pretty obscure.
It is very obscure. For those that like martial art movies, they'll know it. If you like martial art movies but haven't seen a lot of them, it's free on YouTube. I highly recommend it. It is so much fun. Lauren Avedon channels a little bit of Riggs from Lethal Weapon at one point in the movie. Great one-liners, hilarious. Billy Blanks is a great villain in it. Keith Cook, who Corey you'll know from Mortal Kombat fame, he plays a drunken master in this, and it's just a fun film.
Shit, Keith Cook, yeah, dude, he was Reptile in Mortal Kombat, and he played Sub-Zero in Mortal Kombat Annihilation.
Yeah, he's a badass.
Dude, the reptile fight is I think it's the best fight in the movie. Liu Kang versus Reptile is the best fight, but my favorite fight is Sub-Zero just because I love Sub-Zero, and then Scorpion's great too. But that's awesome, dude.
Yeah,
if you ever talk to him, can I come on that and talk to him?
For sure. He was in Black Creek, the Cynthia Rothrock Western that came out this year or last year? This year, I believe. And he was also in the China O'Brien series as well. And
right, I need to watch those because I watched Undefeatable and was like, I remember talking to Dustin. I was like, wait, this is my first like Cynthia Rothrock movie I'm watching, and it's like it is zany and wild. And then I know you and Dustin both said, no, dude, you got to go China O'Brien.
China O'Brien 2 is better than China O'Brien 1 in my opinion.
I remember you saying that, yeah.
Yeah, so go check that out. But yeah, the King of the Kickboxers, if you want a fun... So there's a reason, there's kind of a holiday winter break connection to King of the Kickboxers. You'll just have to listen to the episode to find out. I do have a Christmas episode coming up on $2 Late Fee because I interviewed Jill Sholin about her new Christmas album with some friends. So you have to check that out too.
Yeah. Good times. All right, guys and gals, thank you so much for listening to our Toxic Avenger review. And later in the month, look for our interview with Jennifer Aspinall. And then look for our review of the remake with our pals Tim and Dean over at Talking Back. And we would have done the Toxic Crusaders video game this month as well. Zach knows, I was so excited to stack all of this in December, and then they fucked us by moving it to January. But whenever the Toxic Crusader game comes out, we will be playing it, and we will be reviewing it on the show. So
no doubt about that.
And as always...
This is Cigar Face. We'll catch you on the cigar side.
Oh, Julie, Wanda, and your hangers.
Be sure to subscribe to Podcasting After Dark on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and YouTube. You can support the show by joining our Patreon page, picking up a t-shirt from our merch store, or leaving us a 5-star review. Follow us on Instagram at Podcasting After Dark. All links can be found on our website at www.podcastingafterdark.com. And join us next time for another cult movie or TV show review with Corey Stevenson and Zach Schaefer.
Hey everybody, Corey here.
And it's me, Zach.
We wanted to tell you about our new show called The Coscarelli Factor.
You can find it on our Patreon at patreon.com/podcastingafterdark. The Coscarelli Factor covers every single film that Don Coscarelli has directed. And some other little bonus features in there too, like maybe the music videos he directed as well.
That's right. You can find all the episodes under the Auteur de Force tier on our Patreon page. Like Zach said, that's patreon.com/podcastingafterdark. And if you sign up today, you will get access to the complete Carpenter Factor series, where Zach and I went through every single movie that John Carpenter directed, from Dark Star all the way to, well... all the way till the end. So sign up today to our Patreon page and you can unlock all kinds of other things as well, like ad-free episodes and our monthly wrap-up After Dark show.
Patreon helps keep the lights on in the Podcasting After Dark world. It gets pretty dark out there at night, and all your support keeps us from getting too scared.
And thank you to everyone who's signed up to our Patreon page. We really appreciate it. And as always,
we'll catch you on the dark side.